guys, welcome to the Big Talk with Austin. I'm so excited for this episode. We got some stuff to talk about. Thank you to Zach for joining me for this episode. He has a YouTube channel as well. I'll put that down below. He talks about cards, collectibles. He does giveaways as well if you guys want to go check that out. But today we have a lot of stuff to, not really a lot of stuff to talk about, but kind of big topics we're going to be talking about upcoming PS5 games and PS4 games, I guess, as well. We also talked about Star Wars Squadron, which is actually very interesting. The next thing that we talk about is Jurassic World 3 starting to be back in production, which is awesome, and the announce of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 will start production very soon, which is also a very interesting topic. I enjoyed the first Sonic. I've been planning out to get a review out for that movie. Haven't really gotten around to it. A lot of stuff has been going on, especially with the podcast, which I'm very enjoying. But anyway, let's get right into the episode. First thing we can talk about is the upcoming PS5 games, which some won't be out until 2021. We'll get some in 2020. But I'm going to talk about the ones I'm most excited for. There wasn't a lot of games I was excited for. A lot of them were mostly indie games, like these small company productions. But the ones I'm excited for is Spider-Man Miles Morales, which actually looks good. But then for that one, there's actually a lot of debate that it's just going to be an expansion version of Spider-Man, and so it's going to be its own solo game, but very short. So a lot of people are a little bit worried, and they did that with another game. They did it with Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. That was a separate game, and it was very short, and people were very upset. I never played it. I only played the first 4 that had Nathan Drake in it. I might go play it, but so yeah, that's one of them I'm excited for. Gran Turismo 7. That one looks interesting. I really like racing games. I think there's just like the feel of like driving a car. It's just, I don't know. There's something to it, and you can just dick around if you really want to. And Ratchet Clan. I never really played the one that came out on the PS4.
Game on there.
I really didn't play the one that came out on the PS4, so that one's whatever. 2K, whatever. That's what. But the one I'm really excited for, Hitman 3. Forgot about that one. But the one I'm very excited for is Resident Evil 8 Village. That's the most hype game that I'm very, very excited for, because I mean, I just got into the stage where really liking horror games, and the only games I really played from Resident Evil is Resident Evil 7 and the remake of the second one. But I enjoyed them both, so I'm very excited for that one. What games are you excited for?
Ratchet and Clank right now, they didn't release a lot of good games. So they released some good games like Oddworld. Oddworld's a weird concept game. That's an indie game. So I'm curious if they're going to carry over that Star Wars game that we're going to be talking about.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can move on to that one. Star Wars.
I mean, yeah, I just don't know if they're going to carry it over because it comes out.
Yeah.
2020. So
it comes out October.
Yep.
And they even have another Star Wars game, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, that also comes out, but that's coming out for the PlayStation 4. But from what we've been hearing is that the PS5 is going to be compatible to carry on PS4 games onto the PS5. So I wouldn't be surprised if it is on the PS5. It might even look better. But the new Star Wars game that was the trailer released for EA, Star Wars, what was it called? Star Wars, I have it right here. Star Wars Squadrons. I mean, I don't really trust EA, but at least with sports, because the sports community for EA, they have not really pushed back and did anything really. I know you really like the Madden game. I don't really care for it. But
They've got to stop with transactions. They have to fix that from Battlefront 2
mhm,
because that was what carried the game to be more people didn't like it because of all the transactions you had to make, like little purchases and everything. Just
mhm.
like Madden, there's a lot of little purchases you got to make, and they should push away from that kind of stuff and just do unlocking by leveling and everything or
Yeah,
free stuff.
and I think we're getting that like closer to that. We're not I guarantee we're not even there yet, but we're getting closer. They worked on Battlefront 2 for how long has it been out? 2 years now.
Hmm.
And so they got really a lot of backlash by the Star Wars community, and so they really worked hard on that, and they did very well with Star Wars Jedi, which I'm currently playing. I'm enjoying it so far. So I'm hoping. So from what I saw from the trailer, which the trailer looks amazing, they weren't even planning to put this trailer out because it was leaked. So EA got worried and it's like, okay, you know what, we got to put out a trailer. So we didn't really get any gameplay. There was probably little snippets of gameplay, but not a whole lot. It was more semantic um, views, and so, but you know, it's supposed to get a story, which is actually pretty cool. It's supposed to be like based off of one of the old games. I can't remember the name of the one of the old games, but you know, but so this is how the game's supposed to go: is that you're supposed to be able to get into a group of five. It's supposed to be a squadron of five, and you're supposed to go against another squadron of five. This is what I'm hoping is not a ripoff of the Battlefront 2's Star Assault. That's another thing that people are really worrying about. Is going to be a ripoff of that. It's just going to be one mode. Hopefully it's not. It's supposed to say, it says right here that we're supposed to get several modes, a single campaign, which is you're able to customize your own character, which a lot of people have been asking for. We're finally getting it here. That's kind of cool. Um, so I'm kind of excited for it. But you know, there's a lot of stuff that we still haven't know about it. But you know, I'm hoping that we get a different variety of game modes, like you know, like we get a version of like you know you have to attack different, you know, attack a different what's it called? Like you know, star pro- like one of the big ships. I don't really remember the names, like star destroyers or like one of the big rebel ships. Like you know, like you have point A, point B, point C. You'd be able to choose wherever one you go, because it might involve teamwork, and it's like okay, we have to have strategy and pick which one to go for. And so I'm hoping for something like that. And what I hope for also is that it's not just the five people in a you know, I guess 10 people total in a lobby. It's more like you're going against multiple squadron of fives, and so you're trying to get the highest ranking and all that, like the most kills or like most doing the objectives and all that, most points for the doing the objectives and all. But yeah, so and we're supposed to get and it's supposed to be compatible for VR, which is actually a very cool
That's
thing.
yeah,
I do not have a VR, but if I am able to play online VR, I will definitely go out and get a VR because that would be the best experience ever. And and the VR experience that EA put out, you know, a couple years back before Battlefront 2, people said that was amazing. So if that is going to be how it is, then this will be pretty cool. I think it's also supposed to be in first person. So
yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Yeah, it's yeah, supposed to be in
um,
first person.
I don't know. What do you think about it?
I think VR is going to be really. VR is a different change on Star Wars games. You see it in like the saber, like the exercise game on VR, but you don't see it in like first person shooters or in flying games in particular. You see them in a lot of driving games.
Hmm.
So you see it in a few games of flying, but for a Star Wars game to come out with a VR game towards the end of PS4's career is going to be pretty cool. It's probably going to have a lot more sales go up on VR headsets,
Hmm.
which is going to be cool. And if I get the game, I'm going to have to go purchase a VR system because I don't think I'm going to be playing the game with just controller. I'll be playing in the first person view that I can with all the cool cutscenes I saw. And yeah, that's it's going to be if that's how good the game's going to look on VR, then there's no doubt that everybody should be playing VR.
And if it's gonna be like, and I'm hoping also that we can get like Old Republic type of space battles or even Clone Wars space battles. From what we've seen, it's only from the Empire's and Rebels perspective. Maybe they come out with a update and they do like Separatists against the Republic. I would love to fly a Jedi space crew, like spaceship, whatever you want to call it. I don't remember the names, but those are that's probably like my favorite ship from the Star Wars movies and like games is that like the Jedi's individual ships, because I just like how narrow they are and how fast they are. They're much faster than the X-wings and all that. So but yeah, the game from what we saw it looks good. Hopefully it's just not like a copy and paste, but there's been a lot
It
of good
looks super
shots.
strategic. Looks super strategic. Like you have to plan which ways you're gonna go. So
Hmm.
because how the gameplay is looking, like you're spreading out into different areas with twos and going up the middle. So it's gonna be like a strategic view on air battle or just space war or space flying in general in Star Wars.
Hmm.
So it should be fun. I was pretty impressed with the Jedi game. Wasn't very impressed with Battlefront, but this game, if it like how it was looking in the predictions, like just the video yesterday that was given out, um, it looks like it could be a success in my opinion.
And this is made by, and people that are making this is made by Motive, so it's not Dice or I don't know who made the Fallen Order game, but so it's made by complete people, and I think whoever's making these games are making sure that EA isn't screwing things up, which is good. But not a whole lot to talk about. It's it's supposed to be a release date on yeah, so the
Two
price is
ten
supposed
twenty.
yeah, 210.20, and the price is supposed to be $40. At least that's the prediction, I think, because that's like the last paragraph right here. It says like on October 2nd, it's going to be for $40. So meaning we might not get a whole lot in this game, but hopefully we get something worthy, at least a couple of good modes and a decent story for the price it is going for. Um, but yeah, so not a whole lot to say. Hopefully the EA doesn't screw up. Um,
Another game.
yeah. The next thing to talk about is Jurassic World 3 to be the first major movie to resume production in the UK. I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan. I'm not a big fan of the Jurassic World movies. Jurassic World was a good movie. I mean, I liked seeing the park open and all that and the chaos. But you know, and next Fallen Kingdom came along. I'm like, oh god. And so that's like, so it got very terrible. So hopefully Jurassic World 3. I mean, can we talk about spoilers? How long has it been out? Since 2017, 18.
Hmm.
So I mean, the way that the movie I mean, it's not really a big spoiler anymore. But so the way the movie ends, the dinosaurs got onto the mainland. This is what I hope for this movie is that we get to see a lot of people die. And it's not saying because I want to see people die and I'm a psychopathic. It's just because if you're going to have dinosaurs on the mainland, people are most likely going to die. If we don't get to see that, then there's no fear and there's no you know like tension in the movie. You lose all that tension, and so it's like, what's the point? Why are we doing, why does this movie
Hmm.
exist if no people are going to die? The one thing I don't want to see is children die. That's that's probably going to take it a little too far.
Okay.
But I mean, I just hope that this movie does better than Fallen Kingdom. What? Okay, but I mean, like, I want a rated R Jurassic World movie, a Jurassic Park movie, because I think that would be cool. Um, I mean, I like Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, but they weren't given a lot of stuff to do. Hopefully, this movie read uh, you know just makes up for it. But not a lot of information came out on that. not really a whole lot. Um, it's put like there's so many locations that they're going to, like there's like some snow locations, but I would like to see dinosaurs in like in the city, and like having a T-Rex take down a building, like a freaking skyscraper, and just falling down, maybe killing a dinosaur or so. Did you hear about Chris Pratt's what's it called? Like challenge or whatever. And if you go to a certain website and you can sign up to be in the movie and get eaten by a dinosaur, you can like at least it's like you can win a competition, and if you win, you can be in the movie. And but you only be in there to get eaten by a dinosaur. But I don't know how many people did this. I was thinking about doing it, but after reading it a little bit more, there's like a little chance that you're even going to be even in the movie, because there's like a slight chance there's a bigger chance that they're just going to edit it out just for like movie purposes, or because they just feel like it, because that's just going to be a big way for them to make money. Well, you make a donation to a charity, so but that charity helps out with the movie, so they're winning both ways anyway. But so I don't know. I mean, I'm not really too excited for this movie. I don't know how you feel about the Jurassic World movies, but
Um, it'll be nice to go back to like Jurassic Park was cool and all, or whatever the Jurassic whatever that one was that I hardly watch them. So there's a I like Chris Pratt. I like what he does in that. He's just an amazing actor in every movie he's in. So I remember watching him when I was younger, but I didn't. I've stopped watching after they came out with the new series and everything. I like the old ones. They should go back to just doing the older way and stop putting so much. I think they're trying a little too hard now, in my opinion.
well, the first two movies were just stepping stones to get to this movie.
Yeah.
So hopefully that they take the advantage and go all out. And if this is rated R, then great, because I wouldn't mind a rated R movie. But I don't know if Stephen King will even sign off on that. But I mean, I guess he would rather have garbage than
Who
a good
produces
movie.
Jurassic Park? Because that'll tell you if they're gonna make a rated R or not.
Well, I know Trevorrow is directing it. I don't know who's producing it though. He might be producing it as well. Um, Frank Marshall. I don't know who is that. I actually don't really know who that is. Um, Let me see who this is. Oh, okay. So Frank Marshall has made Eight Below. All right, film. He produced it, or like was a part of the Bourne Legacy movie. Not that great. He was okay. So all the Bourne movies, bit the big the BFG. I never really saw that movie, so I don't know how to fully say that. He worked on the first Jurassic World. He worked on The Sixth Sense, which is a good movie. So hopefully that's good. He also worked on Fallen Kingdom. So I mean, whatever. I mean, and he worked on the Back to the Future movies. So yeah. From according to his past, he has a lot of good movies. So hopefully he pulls out something decent and maybe allows a rated R movie from all these, because I think The Sixth Sense a rated R movie? I don't think it
I think
is.
it was PG-13.
It's probably like Signs is also PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he doesn't have a lot of rated R movies, so I don't know if he's gonna sign off for a rated R movie. But it would be nice to get a rated R movie. I think they could do a lot more if they went a little bit higher. But at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, they will lose money, because then they can't get people younger to go and see it. But I mean, most of the people that saw the first movie are probably past that age, so why even bother? Um, so let's see. The next thing to talk about is Sonic 2. The Sonic Hedgehog 2 has been announced, that it's gonna get a sequel. It's in production. I saw the first one. It's okay. It's all right. I mean, I don't really like the story. The effects were pretty good, and that's why I hope for the second one. And Jim Carrey was also the best part. But hopefully for the second one, because the special effects team that was working on the first one went out of business. So now everyone's spread out and working with different communities. So hopefully they can get those same people to come back and work on the second one, because those special effects were amazing. But they need a better writing crew. That's for sure. If they can get a better writing crew, then this could be the one of the best video games adaptation. But I don't know. What do you think?
For Sonic, I the Sonic character was just creepy in my opinion. Just how it was presented. I like the Sonic movies. I would rather have them being cartoony rather than more realistic like that. I mean, Jim Carrey in the movie was pretty good. He did nail Eggman.
He was like 1990s Jim Carrey, which is
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he nailed his spot that he was doing. And but I just don't. I thought the movie was a good production. It was produced really good, like graphically. Um, but I just didn't get the story in it. So
I felt
that,
well. There was like certain scenes that wouldn't make sense, and I'm like, what? And like in them traveling to San Francisco, it's like, why? But they have a reason why that Sonic can't go all the way over there. It's because he didn't know his way, which makes sense. But I mean, I guarantee if you gave Sonic a map, he could understand. Like give him an iPhone, he have the iPhone tell him where to go. It would be fine. But I mean, I mean, at the same time, we wouldn't have a movie. They could just give us a little bit a better plot, and maybe they could have him on the run, which they technically did, but at the same time didn't. So, but yeah, I don't. What do you have written down?
I just had stuff written down about the game coming out, the Star Wars game.
Mm.
Um, I had that about the SpongeBob movie coming out, the cartoon one coming out. I don't know if that's gonna be any good. That's a questionable one. That new movie that came out, I don't know if a lot of people are gonna watch it, but King of Staten Island uh, seemed pretty good at the beginning. It had a cool little story to it. That's one movie I actually watched. I don't watch a lot of I watch movies, Star Wars movies and everything. So I usually don't watch movies like that, but King of Staten Island was a pretty good movie to go watch. Just to watch at home. It's $20, so I watched it and I had a good time enjoying it. So it was easy to watch, wasn't hard to watch. So then what else did I have? Oh, GTA 5 coming back to PlayStation 5.
Oh, that's one thing I forgot to mention is that um, yeah, I don't really care for GTA 5 on the PS5. It might look amazing, but just give me GTA 6.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking for, which they have been working on for years, like almost 10
Mhm.
years now. And so, and there's been a bunch of rumors that it's supposed to be set in the 70s. And so,
No,
but
that's an LA Noir game. No.
I don't think it would do well if it's set in the 70s because a lot of people that got GTA 5 is because of the cars and like
Hmm.
all the crazy stuff that you can do. So probably not, because then I mean you probably do like I don't know. It's not a lot of stuff you can do, but I wouldn't mind us in the 70s or at least like later, like maybe 1990s or something, 80s or but
What have I've heard from it is they're putting it in a completely new city. They aren't bouncing
yeah,
pot. They can already confirm that they aren't bouncing back to New York. So,
it's
which
supposed
is
to
a
be
good. I did not like GTA 4. So GTA 4 was decent. For its time. It was probably one of the best games for its time. But I didn't like the whole concept of New York. It's too tight, and like with the California map they have in GTA 5, they went out there. It took them about a year to scan everything on Monica, just Santa Monica Pier and everything, the beaches. So that's why it's taking so long. So I understand, but it would have been nice to just see GTA 6 pop up on the premiere of the PS5. But I'm thinking they're gonna go with London or something next time.
I
That's what I've
guarantee
heard.
I guarantee the GTA 5 being on the PS5. I don't know if it's going on Xbox. It probably will.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a test. I think it's going to be like a test format to see how well it can handle the PS5, and so they can have at least a work, like they have an idea what they're working with, and
Mm-hmm.
so. But yeah, not a lot of stuff happened this week. Not as much as last week, because last week we had the PS5 reveal, even more crazy stuff. But it's not every talk is going to be a big talk, even though this is called the big talk. But it's not going to be like a huge talk. But this was fun. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
how long have we been doing this? 40
Actually, I got a
minutes.
question. Got a question for you.
Uh,
If you had to make two predictions, this is the first one: sales predictions and downloads for the new Star Wars game coming out on PS4.
well, it says right here it's going to be $40.
Mm-hmm. No, sell like how many sales would be
Oh,
purchased, like how many
sells.
games, like
Uh,
sets of games.
well, from what I've been hearing, people are really excited. So I don't know. The Star Wars community is really big. Probably how 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 many people bought Star Wars Battlefront too? I'll try to get.
It was pretty hyped up during the beta. The beta was decent for it, and I think there was a good purchasing, but the microtransactions, like I said, ruined that game and people stopped playing it.
Let's see. 30. Okay, so it got 33 million copies worldwide for Battlefront 2. If that is so hype as this, then maybe 66 million, maybe.
Yeah,
I
that's what I
mean,
was thinking, around 50 to 60 million.
mhm,
I think people want an aerial game to come out. There's not that many on the market, so that are new.
mhm.
There's a
Not
few that
not even
I
a
can
lot
think
of
of.
new games are coming out this year. Let's see, we have The Last of Us 2, which is coming out Friday. I'll be getting that, and I'll see if I can do like a review on that game in another month because
Comes
gonna
out on my birthday. I have
it
to
comes.
play The Last of Us.
I thought your birthday was the 18th.
It's the 19th.
Oh, um, and we have the Avengers game. I don't know when that is coming out. I'm not really caring for it.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
They
What's
killed
that? What's
off
up with that game?
they killed off Captain America in the trailer. I don't or unless he's faking his death. I don't even know why they would show that in the first place. But I mean, I don't. The game looks fine, but Black Widow looks weird. Um, I really don't know a whole lot about it.
Madden
there-
2021's coming out also. They
I, I,
just had everybody, all the players. They're doing single players per day coming in again,
uh,
like their 3D scanning's done and everything. So let's see if they actually get it on the money this year with like franchise and everything, because they've not been able to do that at all.
mhm.
So
Cyberpunk, which I'm actually kind of looking forward to. A lot of people are saying that it's going to be broken. I mean, this game, I don't know, how long has this game been worked on? This game was been
announced
worked on
last
for
year at E3, right?
years. Hmm?
It was announced at E3 last night or last year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was with Keanu Reeves or something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And so I'm kind of looking forward to that one. What makes me really like it is that it's taking place in the future, so I really like sci-fi stuff. What else is coming out? There's a one game called Shadow. I don't know the rest of it, but
creepy
um,
game.
it's like a Japanese game or something. I don't know. No, well, it's supposed to take place in Japan or China or one of the two. But yeah, not a lot of stuff. I mean, not a lot of games are coming out this year. because with everything that's going on, because a lot of games were supposed to come out this year, but then they got pushed back, of course. So because they would lose sales on disc, because that's where the majority of their people buy games. I mean, I like collecting games, and I hate downloading games. It takes freaking forever to download games. It usually takes me like 2 days to download games, but yeah, I mean, uh, I think that's good. I don't
There's
have
an
any.
Iron Man VR coming out July 3rd, so that'll be
Uh,
another flying game in VR.
mm-hmm. That's
So
there's a demo out for it. I would play it, but
I,
still don't have a
yeah,
headset. Um, haven't heard a lot about that one either. Um,
yeah. There's a ride fork in Transformers. They're making a Transformers game called Battlegrounds. So it's coming out October 23rd. Comes out 21 days after Squadrons. It's probably gonna be one of the last big games to come out for PS4. So
mm,
we'll see what happens with that game. I've not heard a lot about that game. I've just seen some talk about it. So we'll see what happens with all that. I know
mm.
it's kind of weird talking about PS4 games because we're all in the PS5 hype. So with all
Uh,
the game, we're trying to predict games coming out, and we'll
isn't
see
there
what
a
happens.
certain date that they will stop allowing people to make games for the PS4? At least they don't. At least that doesn't have a release date for it already.
It's
I think it's
probably coming up pretty
like
soon too.
yeah, I think it's like July something.
Hmm.
Thank you guys very much for listening to that podcast. Thank you to Zach for joining me. Hopefully that you can come back on again. Anyway, thank you guys very much for joining us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any topics to let me keep me up to date with, or that you guys want to see me talk about in the next episode, or hear me talk about in the next episode, let me know. Anyway, guys, thank you guys very much for watching. And like always, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.